Hello, everyone. Oftentimes in life, we confuse the message with the messenger, and we have to be very careful about distinguishing between these two. I see this mistake happening again and again, where we confuse the messenger and the message. And what do I mean by that? Many times, it is important for us to hear things that are not always aligned to our opinion about something, but it may be in our best interest. Like you might need some suggestions. You might be in the wrong track. You'll get some helpful advice from other people, or simply there are some bad news circulating about you, or whatever things that make you unhappy for whatever reason, things that you find unpleasant for whatever reason, or there might be things that are in your best interest but you are not aware of, and someone needs to make you aware of in those things. In those circumstances, that message will be delivered to you by someone close to you, maybe, because that person thinks that it is important for them to tell you what's going on, things that you are not probably aware of. But you get angry at the person instead of objectively looking at the information and trying to assess the information and trying to analyze the information and see whether that information makes sense. Not everything makes sense. Sometimes the whole world will be wrong and you'll be right. And everything that people are telling about might not make sense to you from your perspective. But you have to be able to objectively look at the information and make an informed decision. And even if that information does not agree with you, you don't need to get angry at the messenger. That's what people mean when they say, don't shoot the messenger, I'm just the messenger. And that happens in every aspect of life. It's not about your personal life alone, even in professional life. Your work or your field of work or whatever work you're doing, people can criticize your work. People can objectively say that your work is bullshit. Your work is wrong. Your work does not make sense. Don't take it personally. They're not saying that you are bullshit. They're not saying that you don't make sense. They're not saying that you uh, are not a good person. They're saying that this particular work was not good. So you should be able to differentiate between those two and look at things objectively. Also, if you are on the other end, when you are making criticism, you should never make criticism of the person. You should make criticism of that particular fact, of that particular work. Uh, you're commenting on some people's work, or you're commenting on something that someone has done. You don't know about that person, and that person may be the best possible human being for their family, for their friends, for their colleagues. You have absolutely no idea. You are just going to comment on that particular work on which you feel you are qualified to comment about. So never make ad hominem attacks against people. Always criticize the work, the data, the information. And similarly, if you are on the receiving end of that attacks, always separate the message from the messenger. Many times I have seen people lose friends and colleagues and people close to them because they can't differentiate between the two. Someone is giving them advice, or someone is bringing them to attention that, oh, people are talking this about you, or people are saying this about your work, or probably you should not be doing this, or whatever advice. And then the recipient of that advice, instead of evaluating the soundness of that criticism, he starts to get angry at that person. That person is just delivering the message. So don't confuse the message with the messenger. Thank you.